Hey guys, I am so sorry. I suck at posting apparently. I told myself when I started doing this that I would be like one of those weekly posters that tells you guys everything about the experience of the weight loss surgery, and I was so not, and I do apologize for that. Um, First question, or answer to a question, somebody had asked me about what is my typical day of eating now that I've been out of surgery for a while. I'm actually 6 months out of surgery as of, well, tomorrow, technically speaking. So it's been 6 months, and it's been a little bit of a bumpy ride, but not anything heavy. It's more just me and the whole mental change that you have to do. I'm still really struggling with getting myself to move and groove, to be able to do exercise. I think part of it is that my scale is still dropping, even though I'm not doing a lot of exercise, so that my brain is like, oh, I don't have to do anything. I'm still losing weight. So I think I'm a little bit afraid when that scale stops dropping, because then I'm going to have to actually, kick myself into gear even more. I know that the scale would probably drop even faster if I was doing more. So I need some motivation there. A few wise words would be great, because I tell myself I tell other people all the time, but trying to tell myself is nothing altogether. Anyway, back to what I was supposed to talk about. Sorry for being tangential. What's my typical day of eating now? Well, in the morning, to be brutally honest, I usually have a skinny cinnamon dolce latte, which is 17 grams of protein, just in case you're wondering why I'm having a coffee in the morning. I was never a coffee drinker at all, and now I have to say I am slightly addicted to skinny cinnamon dolce lattes. I also will try and boost that with a little bit of cheese and some fruit, and maybe also if I'm in the mood for it, like a high protein oatmeal or high protein cereal. It all depends. I do find sometimes that when I wake up in the morning, my stomach is not so keen on eating a lot right away. It's always been that way, even just before surgery. The whole breakfast thing, I think I still constantly struggle with. I can have a yogurt or something like that once in a blue, but I do find it's not consistent. So I tend to have about 200, 250 calories in the morning. About 17 to 24 grams of protein is what I aim for, because again, protein is your biggest thing. For lunch, I am again totally addicted to fruit. So I have a good cup of fruit, melons, mostly cantaloupe, honeydew, a bit of pineapple, things like that. Watermelon, love that. So that's my fruit. I usually have some form of a protein. It's either deli slice, low-fat turkey, or chicken that I've cooked. And then I usually try to have some form of a grain, whether it's usually in cracker form, because I find breads don't go down very well for me. If I do have them, I eat maybe half of a small pita, and then I'm like, oh, this is not going, and I stop. So if I want to try to do that, I usually try to do something in the cracker line, Melba toast or whole grain crackers of some sort, because they're crunchier, they go down easier. And there's a lot of logical reasons why, I assume, but that's the way it is for me right now. I usually also, morning and afternoon, have some form of a snack. It's usually some form of a protein bar, not the super high ones like the 30-gram ones, but more like the 10, 11-gram ones. Nature Valley has a few out that are like 11 grams of protein. They're about 160 to 180 calories. So usually by supper, I'm heading into the 600 to 700, maybe even up to 800 calorie mark I've already eaten that day. Again, I'm not really calorie counting heavily. It's just ballpark. And then at supper, I try to do something like at least 3 ounces of protein. It could be a chicken, or it could be, lean, very lean, extra lean ground beef, or could be, if I'm not really in the mood for cooking, then say cottage cheese or some Greek yogurt. And then I may have a little bit more fruit at that time too, and again, some more cracker, things like that. For my snacks, I usually have one of those Chapman's little lollipops, not lollipops, they're popsicles. They're just about 40 calories for one. And I usually have 1 or 2 of those. Again, the sugar level's not too bad, so So in general, I usually get around 1,000 to 1,200 calories in the day. At my last checkup, which was actually just last Thursday, they were happy with my calorie intake for the most part. They did want me to up it a little bit to make sure I'm more consistently at around 1,200, because I do tend to sometimes dip to 800 and then up to 1150. I'm getting my proteins in, my vitamins. I'm showing no deficiency so far. I'm taking them as best as I can. I have to confess that I sometimes forget, but I found a newer flavor for the Bariatric Advantage calcium citrates, the caramel one. Love it. So I'll probably be a little bit more cognizant of my calcium citrate intake when I have more of those. They're a bit expensive, so I am trying to find cheaper areas. But in Canada, there's not a lot of chewable supplements that have pure calcium citrate. That's usually some type of combination. And so the dietitians are really wanting me to make sure I get more pure calcium citrate. So I'm trying that and trying to get more vitamins in as best I can. So reasons why I haven't really posted a lot, part of it is I've been super busy with work. I've had no vacation time, and I'm getting new clients again, and I've been really busy just prepping for my wedding, which is cool. They even did my invitations, so they're out and ready to go, so I'm all happy about that, but it's just been super stressful just organizing everything because they're all handmade invitations and handmade everything because, well, you know, I'm poor. Basically, I can't afford to do a lot of that stuff. So I'm not super poor. I'm not going to complain, but poor enough that I can't afford to have somebody else to do things for me, if you get my drift. Anyway, I don't know why I got in a tangent for that. I apologize. Yeah. Anyway, what can I say? At my appointment, by my WE scale, I'm officially down 100.8 pounds. So I've hit the century mark, and I'm loving it. I have still no regrets at all. I am finding I can eat more, which scares me a little. I can eat more on the sweet side and not get as sick. And we all know that we have an addiction to food, and if we see a little leeway, we may run in that direction and take it. So I'm really trying to be cognizant of that, and I'm only being very rarely that I take something that I know is not so great for me. So we had this big bake sale a couple weeks ago, and I did take one little square, and yes, when I ate it, it did not make me sick, which is weird because then it made me very sad that it didn't make me sick. I felt like the surgery had stopped working, but I was like, no, it's not the issue. My stomach is just getting more tolerant to things, and I need to now take on more ownership. Because again, and you'll hear this from a lot of people, this surgery does not cure your food addictions. Okay? It does not. Keep that in mind at all times. You still have those cravings. Yes, they're reduced. I do admit there's a bit of reduction because of, first of all, you get sick on some of it, so you're kind of averted to it right now. And yes, you don't feel the need to eat as much. You don't have that hunger as much, but you still have mental hunger, and that will come back. It is coming back for me, and I need to really monitor that and focus on that because it's scary. You get all confident that, you know, wow, the surgery is awesome, it's working, and I'm losing all this weight, and I feel so much better. I mean, I can now, and to give you an example of like the non-scale victories, which are really important to hold on to, especially when you're having those cravings, write them down, make a big list, post it on your fridge, never forget it, because what ends up happening is you forget the little bits. Like for me the other day, I was parked at one store, and there was another store that was just like 2 stores down. It wasn't really that far. Previous Tanya would have gotten in her car and driven just those 2 stores to get closer to that front so she could walk in because that was too exhausting for her. Now, the other day, I was like, my God, that's so silly. And I just walked there and walked back. And I stopped and realized this I would never do. Like I would never just walk there. The other day, we had a church picnic, and they were all playing bocce ball, and I was asked to be a part of a team. And I would never have done that as the old Tanya. So it was really neat to know that, you know, yeah, I can do this. And because I didn't feel like this, how could I put it, lumbering slob. And I know that sounds bad and I'm negative, but you know what I mean. I didn't feel that way. And it was really neat to have that release of energy and hope again. So I do think that things have changed drastically for me. It is now almost 10 minutes, which is, YouTube freak out time. So I'm going to stop and sum up for now. But I will try and do a post again. And I can't promise to do it any sooner than I did before because I did that before and I fell through. So I do apologize. But hopefully I will be able to give you another post soon, before the wedding, hopefully. I would do the whole stand up and show you profile, but I didn't ever do that before. So you wouldn't be able to do any comparisons, which I probably should have, but I didn't. Anyway, so I am feeling really good. I'm down 100.8, so I was 330 or 329-ish at my highest weights, and I'm now down to 228-ish. I'm hoping for another 20 pounds before wedding, but I can't say 100% for that because it's only 6 weeks away now, so I'm like about a pound, 2 pounds a week at the most, so that's pushing it, I think. But anyway, so anyways, that's all I've got to say for now. Have a good day, guys, and God bless you all. And yeah, if you do have any questions, ask me. And if you have any logic motivations to get me going on this whole exercise need, then yeah, bring it on. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.